Hey Wildcats, it's Ms. V again for our next part of Cinco de Mayo art festivities. We are going to be working on drawing cactus. We're going to do Nopal. It is one of the most iconic cactuses for Mexico. It is represented with an eagle on the Mexican flag, and it is consumed and eaten by a lot of Mexican people, myself included. I love some nopales with some huevito. So today we are going to be drawing a large penca de nopal, and we're going to get started. It's going to be a little different from other drawings. There was a video before where we did a landscape where we didn't use black marker to trace anything. We used the color we used the color right away, and shaded it in a specific way to replicate shadow and light. So we're going to do something very similar. We're going to start with a piece of paper. I went ahead and I sketched a quick nopal, because I wanted to have an idea of where I wanted everything to be. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a very light green, and we are going to start with the basic giant penca on this side. A penca is like the portion of the nopal or the cactus. So you guys know there's different kinds of cactuses, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start here in this corner. And we're just going to fill it all in. Remember, if you put your marker sideways, you can get a thicker line, which would actually help you color this a little faster. If you leave a couple of white spots, that's okay, because we're going to be layering color. So at some point, it's going to get covered. I will suggest, though, that for the sake of balance and having it look good, we're going to start practicing coloring all in one direction. So I'm not going like this and then like this. I'm following my shape of my cactus, and I am just coloring in that direction. Okay, so there's the first one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a darker green, and we're going to color in the side that would be the shadow side. Maybe add a little here, just to add a little dimension. We're going to take some yellow, and we're going to add a little bit here, just so that it looks a little bit more lighter green. Yellow green, that'd be the color, yeah. So there's our first piece of cactus. So using that same light green, we're going to go ahead and we are going to, I'm going to move the camera a little bit. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do the next part. So from here, we're going to start and we're going to come around. And it's going to be kind of oval shape, but then as you taper down, it's going to come to a more narrow bit here than up here. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and we're going to fill this in, all in the same direction. And take that darker green. I'm going to take the skinny darker green, see how that looks. And I'm going to shade in, oh, that's a nice dark green. Oh, just a little bit here on this side. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to continue drawing more parts of the cactus. So the same way we tapered here and it's narrower here than here, we're going to do one that goes up this way. But I'm going to stop here and pick it up on this side because I'm going to add a cactus flower. Do the same thing, a little one, stop, pick it up on the other side, like so. So I'm going to leave the space there for my flower, and I'm going to fill this in. A neat trick with marker is that if you start coloring over a specific spot a lot, the ink starts darkening the area. So if you don't have different color green markers, you could just continue adding more of that same color and layering it on, and it will progressively get darker. Do you see that? Same marker, I didn't switch this time, and I was able to get that nice dark color. So we're going to do the same thing on this one. We're going to color it in. And I'm going to continue adding. The only thing that is a little scary when you're doing this is that the paper gets really wet. And because this isn't cardstock, it's just copy paper, there could potentially be the chance of ripping the paper. So just be very mindful of that and be very careful. Okay, so we're going to get this another light green color because these are running out of juice. And I'm going to draw another penca here. Narrow, wider. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take it off the paper. So if I had more paper, you could potentially do it that way. But because I run out of paper, I'm just going to color it here. And I'm going to run it in the same direction. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add the one here, leave space for a flower, and come down here. And then go this way. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that other darker green and I'll add some texture to our nopal. And then maybe there. And maybe we can go ahead and we can draw in this space down here. We can go ahead and draw another penca. Nopal penca here. Let's get that side really nice and dark. And then just kind of, oh, another marker that's running out of juice. And so that it doesn't look like that, we'll go ahead and we'll add some yellow to make it a little more lime green. What do you guys think? From here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to color our flowers. So cactuses, actually have flowers. If you buy one and you're growing one at home, it's very hard to get them to flower because they're so picky about when they're happy. And, you know, Chicago weather doesn't really agree with cacti. But if you're lucky and you have a really good green thumb, you can actually grow one for a really long time indoors. So we're going to do the whole flower yellow, right? So then we're going to layer some orange. And we're not going to cover the whole yellow. It's just as if like the orange is like a smaller petal. So it kind of tapers. And the thing about color is that you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter. So it's always important when doing an ombre color, you always start with the lighter color and you progressively get darker because it's easier to work in that direction than having something go from dark to light. And then this last flower. And if you wanted to add a little bit more depth to that flower, you can take a red and do the very beginning of the flower, if you like. These flowers can be any color you want. They could be pink, they can be purple, they can be white. Now the very last thing that our cactus needs is the little prickles. So we're going to take a black marker. Let's see, I have this one. And we're just going to dash the little prickles in. Do a couple sticking out. It's my favorite part. You just do dash, 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 dash. So because this one is bigger, obviously the dashes for the prickles are going to be bigger, right? Because it's an older part of the plant, so it's had a chance to get bigger prickles. These will get smaller ones. And they all kind of generally go in the same direction, right? So if this is facing this way, my prickles will go this way. The needles will go this way for this one. And then this one has little ones because it's a little baby one. We'll do the same here. So you wouldn't put them straight up in this way because the direction of the cactus part is going in this direction. So for this one, they would go up, and it's little baby ones because it's a little cactus. And then this one you can't really see, but there's a little part here. I think this looks great, you guys. It was very fast. We used like 2 different colors for the flowers, 2 different colors for the cactus. You could take it a step back and go ahead and do the background. I am going to use a pink color. You can use an orange color if you want, like a light orange, or any warm color that's not red, because that's a little too Christmassy with the green. But you can use any color for your background that you would consider a hot color that's not red. So I'm going to go ahead and with my marker I'm going to color this in. There's that. Be careful because we didn't trace this with the Sharpie, You have to be really careful that the colors don't bleed into each other. There's that part. You see how it starts looking much nicer. So I would trace around the flower very carefully. And maybe here too. So you don't undo all your hard work. There. Work around the petals. And then work on the other side. Very carefully work around the petals. Oopsies, I went into the cactus. That's okay, it just adds to the shadow. I always say there's no mistakes in art, only opportunities. I'm going to turn the paper around so that I can pull the color down, because that's an easier angle from where I'm sitting. Work around the petals carefully up here. Trace this one carefully. Trace all around the cactuses. Cacti. Well, technically it's one cactus. It just has different parts. So normally I tend to go in the same direction for coloring with the marker so that it looks consistent. But I'm kind of liking this going in different directions because it adds, instead of the background being just one solid color, it kind of adds a little bit of a texture to it. What do you guys think? So there it is. There it is. What do you guys think? Was it nice and easy? I think it was pretty cool. Alright, this is it for the cactus portion of our videos for today. We will be working on the Mexican tiles for our last video. See you soon.